Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final game in the Aircraft Showcase series. We're finally at Ace Combat 7. Um, this is going to be a long series. It's probably going to be at least 5 to 6 parts long because a combination of all the aircraft available and most of the missions are rather long. So, be interesting. Today, we're going to be showcasing the early American fighters. From the F-104C Starfighter to the F-15J Kai. Hello, Nicola. Hello, Star Crater. And so far on the A6 Scarface challenge, we've got 70k, 25% of the way, with 23 days left. I think that's easily doable. So keep it up, guys. Alright, so we're going to do this on normal. I debated doing it on casual just for the speed factor. And we might eventually end up doing that if this is drawing out too long. But we'll start on normal. And for the first mission, hello Phoenix. We're gonna go ahead and do 444. You're off for the rest of the week. Nice. And the first aircraft on the list is the Lockheed F-104C Starfighter. This is considered a multi-role aircraft for some reason. It's got decent speed, but its mobility and stability are pretty pathetic. But it was designed as an interceptor, so it was meant to go fast, and that's about it. It has just below average air-to-air, but for a low-tier fighter, that's actually pretty good. And its air-to-ground is respectable. It's not very tanky, though. A slim supersonic interceptor from the Century series of fighters. Its thrusters and small, thin trapezoidal wings allow it to fly at great speeds, meaning it even stands up to more modern aircraft. Its nickname is the Starfighter. Hello. Now, first, I did some digging, and here's some interesting trivia. The Lockheed F-104's first flight was in 1954 in real life. And it entered service in the United States Air Force in 1958. The last serving starfighter was retired in 2004 by the Italian Air Force. And the primary operators for the starfighter were the United States Air Force, the German Air Force, Italian Air Force, and the Turkish Air Force. So lid. What? Oh, hail hydrate. Okay. Hat. In the game, oh yeah, the good old Widowmaker, because it was hard to land because of those small ass wings. The Starfighter is armed with 64 A-10C Sidewinders as its standard missiles. And its special weapons, it has 18, oh wait, it also has 6 flares. It has 18 SAAMs, semi-active long-range homing air-to-air missiles, Once a missile is fired, the pilot needs to keep the target in their sights until impact, because you're guiding the missile, not the missile itself. And the model for this is the AIM-7 Sparrow. We've got 20 ground rockets, anti-surface homing rockets that can be repeatedly fired. They are more effective against moving and armored targets than unguided rockets. Hello, Nugget. It's doing good. The model for the GRT or GRKT is the AGR-20 Alpha APKWS-2. And then finally we have the H-2A, high-powered air-to-air missile. But can it do a flip? No, it cannot post-stall. High-powered air-to-air missile. While highly damaging, they have poor homing and reload capabilities, so they require the pilot's utmost patience and skill. Now, the model for this is the AIM-9X Sidewinder, which is curiously also the same model used for the QAM in Western aircraft. So, not exactly sure why why Project Aces chose this variant, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and take the H-2A. As you can see, it's a nice little aircraft. I would show off the skins, but I only have the base Osea and the cannons, or the trigger skins of Mage, Strider, and Spare. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Osea with the USAF emblem. Yeah, this is the oldest aircraft on this roster. And yeah, the first production aircraft to exceed Mach 2. It was designed to be very fast. However, its shortcomings were it was very difficult to get back on the ground without crashing, hence the name Widowmaker. And while it served in the United States Air Force, it actually served, I think, the longest in the West German Air Force. And I was actually surprised to see that the Italians were using her all the way up to 2004, although she was probably taken off frontline duty long before then.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now.
Yeah, she go fast, but she don't like to turn that well. She's the Queen Elizabeth of A7. Yep. But no, one of the nicknames for her in the USAF was Drag Racer. Spain was using him into the 2000s as well. Interesting.
He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes. Always in the know, aren't you? In this war, intel is a life or death matter. Settle down. Excited to have another murderer with you?
Yeah, I do like the look of her. She looks like a rocket, which is probably why she got the name Starfighter. But as a dogfighter, she's not the best anymore. But she can still outspeed quite a few craft. Yep, interceptor. So I'm gonna try and vary the missions, but some of these, for these smaller planes, you're gonna see the same missions just because the capabilities for it. Yeah. Drink, alright. He'll hydrate. Sorry about that. This actually kind of looks like a giant missile, doesn't it? Or a harpoon or something. Keep going in a circle. Bombers go boom. Stick with the circle and you'll make it. The man missile. I could definitely see how they would get that nickname. Okay. This was damaged, so let's see if... Nope, okay. That damage didn't count, apparently. It's a favorite of rammers in custom battles. In War Thunder, yeah. It would definitely be a great ramming aircraft. Oh, you son of a bitch! Shoot down an F-4C and a P-47. Don't discount the P-47. It's a tough old girl. Yeah, by the Vietnam War era, the F-104 was way past her prime. She was still fine for smaller air forces, but for USAF, not so much. Any aircraft can murder if it puts its mind to it.
Destroy the targets. You're being slow. Oh yeah, let's do this. Sparing, watch your mouth.
Go. Yeah.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
Trying to be more sparing with my missiles since I don't have that many. By this point, the F-5 had already been retired from active duty in most air forces. So it makes sense that the F-16 would be the starter aircraft. Now, in a game set earlier in Strange Reel's timeline, I agree the F-5 should be the starter. But the further and further away we get from Ace-5 in the timeline, it makes a lot more sense for the F-16 to be the starter. Especially since it did beat out its successor in the competition. It's a very competent aircraft. It's better than the F-5.
At least he's decent at what he's famous for. I wouldn't go that far. Targets that slow aren't a challenge. Don't let it go to your head, murderer.
But compared to modern 4.5 generation and 5th generation aircraft, the F-16 is lower tier.
Now he thinks he's squadron leader.
Hello, gun mage. Hail hydrate.
Trigger, don't get shut down now. I got good money riding on your survival. Some guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back. Spare 7, shut up.
The F-18C mid-tier, it's not. The F-18C does not appear in this game. The F-18F Super Hornet does. And that one's mid-tier because it's an actual multi-role. It's also the primary aircraft for the Navy.
Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway? I don't know what her problem is. Acting like she's royalty or something. She's the scrap queen. Queen? More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
And the Hornet can do... The F-18F can do more than the F-16C can.
Dumb luck, tabloid here. Spare 15. Don't take all the fun away from your comrades. 4 targets remaining.
Largely because it has to.
3 targets remaining. The targets are still active. Keep up the attack. What the hell are you
Yeah, the Charlie Hornets
Wilco?
are pretty much retired, at least in the USN. I think the Marines still have Charlie Hornets, but yeah, the USN has gone exclusively to Super Hornets.
2 targets remaining.
Among all the Ace combat characters, who do you think is the most unhuman of them?
Strategy at the base seems to be
Do you mean protagonists or just characters in general? Because in characters in general, I'd agree. Torres is probably the worst. Or most inhuman. If we're going protagonists, Nemo, because he's literally not a human. The problem with the F-35 is the same problem with the Super Hornet. They're too general purpose. The Navy doesn't... I mean, they're good at what they do. And don't get me wrong, the Navy does need them. But they also need more dedicated, specialized aircraft. The U.S. Navy is the largest Navy in the entire world. We need specialized aircraft, like the Tomcat or the Intruder. Then, I mean, Nemo is literally an AI from Ace 3, so he's the most human by default.
The bombers are ripe for the picking. Looks like we get to go home early today, gentlemen.
Yeah, general purpose is money saving, but by the same token, it's causing, for a Navy the size of the United States, we're basically trying to get, or we're putting way too much mileage on our aircraft, and we essentially have to replace them faster. That's the problem.
Confirmed eliminated.
For a Navy the size of the French Navy or the Royal Navy, yeah, having one general purpose aircraft makes complete and total sense. Because they can't, I mean, they have to keep things low cost and small. And they won't put much mileage on the aircraft anyway.
Then you win.
But,
So what? You're not done?
I would like to see the U.S. Navy have multi-purpose or multi-role aircraft like the Super Hornet and the Lightning. I also want them to have an equivalent of the F-15C, which is a dedicated dogfighter, and then something like the F-14, which is a dedicated interceptor, and a more modern version of the A-6 Intruder, which is a dedicated anti-ship aircraft.
Right. Stand by for your next sortie.
That way you can ease, that way, because what specialized aircraft allow you to do is you can have your general purpose aircrafts for missions where you don't know exactly what the mission profile is going to be. Keep your air-to-air or strictly air-to-air as going too fast. Slow down. Yeah, idiot. But your air-to-air can be top cover, so you don't have to waste Hornets for those. And then if you know you're going into, you control the skies, you can send in your dedicated attackers to take out ground forces, because they can do it a lot better. And a Navy/Air Force the size of the United States can afford to do that. Anyway, bastard put in 3. I actually like Idiotka. Alright, now we're moving to Long Day for our first of the 2 attacker aircraft. Where's my vodka? Hello, Guts. How are you doing today? No vodka for you. Guts just quits. Alright. The next aircraft on the list is the Fairchild Republic A-10C Thunderbolt II. It is the first of 2 attackers in this game. It is lovingly known as the Warthog. In the real world, its first flight was 1972, and it entered service with the United States Air Force in 1977. It is still serving despite the Air Force's attempt to cancel it, and the reason why they still have it on the books and in flying is because whenever they try and cancel it, the Army's like, "We'll take them," and the Air Force is like, "Hell no, you don't get fixed aircraft." The primary operators is the United States Air Force. There are no other notable operators of the A-10. Now for game stats, as you can see, our speed is shit. Our mobility is below average. Our stability is actually average, which is a very big downgrade from the Ace-6 days and the Ace-5 days. Air-to-air is almost non-existent, but our air-to-ground is pretty high. And our defense is base defense is below average, which is bullshit. The A-10C has taken quite a bit of nerfs compared to the Ace-6 version. Yeah, defense should be like over 9,000. As for our weapon systems, we have a 30mm GAU Avenger Gatling gun. We have 100 AIM-9C Sidewinders for standard missiles. Comes with 4 flares. And then we have 56 unguided bombs. Their wide-ranging explosions cause massive damage to clustered surface targets, but they must be launched at close range, so take care. You can take 5 missiles to the face and lose every vital system and still RTB okay. I know, right? Not in this game, though. This game, it says, fuck you. And the model for this is the Mark 84 unguided bomb. We have the rocket launcher, unguided anti-surface rockets attached to the front of the aircraft that can be continuously fired. They are ideal for neutralization fire. These are nowhere near the where they once were in A6. These are not RCL. Yeah, the Gatling gun was first produced in the Civil War. We have 40 rocket salvos, and the model for this is the LAU 68 Delta 70mm 7-shot pod. And then finally we have the 4A GM. Air-to-surface missiles can lock up to 4 targets, though effective against scattered targets. Various obstacles can obstruct their blast. And we get 44 of them, and the model is the AGM-65 Maverick. We're going to go and take the unguided bombs. Our skins that we have. We've got the standard Osea, which is boring. We've got the Aruja with the shark mouth. And then we've got the whatever this is. It kind of reminds me of Northern European terrain. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with the Aruja shark mouth. And I like the Amarian emblem, so we're going to do that one.
Aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
And I picked Long Day because it's the only one where it's the only good air-to-ground mission that doesn't have a lot of anti-air and doesn't rely on the anti-ship missile or railgun.
Some welcome. All aircraft, spread out and attack. We're clear to attack, right? I heard the regular forces were going to clean things up.
Yeah, I could have done pipeline, but
Sharp as attack, aren't you, Spare Aid? Regular forces can
I like this one better.
First. If you can't handle that, just fly and be a target.
I actually really don't like pipeline, to be honest.
Enemy aircraft. A whole squadron. Ready the anti-air interceptors. Open fire. Some have air power, so their threat levels vary. Think of the best way to rob them of their ability to respond. Use those empty heads of yours. If you die too fast, you won't even be useful as targets. Transport truck spotted. Not a threat. Feel free to take them out.
The gun is so much weaker in this game. Yeah, I used primarily used the fullback for this mission, but I have the fullback going on a different mission.
That was fast. Keep up the good work. Right up. Any regular aircraft that join later needing any repairs or ammo will fly over the return line. However, you guys do not have that luxury. So, what are we supposed to do? Targets are hard to spot in this terrain. It's like playing whack-a-mole in the dark. I'm out. Returning to resupply. How are we supposed to work without ammo? I'm heading back. Nice try. This stuff isn't for you guys. Let's be honest here. Regulars like us aren't allowed to resupply.
I do love those sympathetic explosions.
Want us to smash that base? Fly off? You're gonna wish this mission never ended. Looks like Bad Dog's finally come around.
But yeah, One complaint that I hear a lot about A7, and I kind of agree with it, there is really no good missions to use an attacker on. So a lot of the attackers kind of get overlooked, and that's kind of sad. How do they run out of ammo? So they have no trigger discipline, apparently. I mean, they are convicts instead of pilots, so... Boink.
The vehicles have been taken out. Move on to the next target. You're our official fly swatter now, Trigger.
Boink.
Spare 15, target destroyed.
Alrighty. Why don't he take the plane off the ground first? I tried to kill him while they were still on the ground. But we're not getting to the F-16 today. This thing is slow. Alright, now get seen a bit.
This is Spare 11. Enemy base dead ahead. Damn it, we can't do this from the sky. We need ground troops. Spare 11, just do your job. Just give us a bomb big enough to blow the air. Enemy has a locker. Trigger destroyed the enemy facility while everyone else was sleeping. The murderer's done it again. We're gonna have to rethink the odds.
I resent being called a murderer. Alright, let's dogfight these Falcons.
Spare 15 launching missile.
You butt. Get back here. Don't fly away from me.
Spare 15 target destroyed.
Now, if that was A6, that tank would be dead. If that was real life, that tank would be dead.
Locked on target. Chaffing flares are low. No, we gotta fire. Enemy sighting.
You take out some of these aircraft. Yeah. Okay, let's go through the tunnel and bomb the Grippins as they... while they're still on the runway.
Our air defense capabilities are compromised. Just grab whatever you can and return fire.
Haha.
It's just one after another. Like that was the plan all along or something.
I got two of them.
Battle doctrines. Something happens, they tell you what to
We also spawned the Ace. So let's go ahead and go back through the tunnel and get the other Grippins.
Let's make a bet. Whoever guesses the next strategy wins. You can get in on this too, man dog. Maybe you guys need to cool your heads off in solitary. Let me look into this doctrine thing.
There we go. Both Grippin, or all four Grippins are gone.
It's amazing how many people write their password unknown by their desk. Gathering intel is all about getting access. Destroy enemy reinforcements at the base.
Get off my tail, you stupid falcon.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Thank you. There we go.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Got all three.
Bombs
Think.
away. Vehicle down. You've done a fair amount of work to their ground units. But I see
All right, where's the kitty?
continue with the attack.
There's the kitty.
Nice and explosive.
Let's go kill an ace.
You really are good at murdering people, Trigger. Too easy for someone who's used to killing presidents. Ex-presidents. So, what's the difference? Whatever, he's still got 3 set lines.
Bye-bye.
Mission like this makes me want to beat someone's ass. Damn it. Keep your shoes to yourself, champ. I don't care whose ass I kick out. I go off for it. Aircraft approaching high speed. Bearing 280.
Oh, there it goes. Ah, damn it.
They're drones. These must be the infamous drones. They can dogfight without pilots? Machines are not replacing humans. Calm down.
All right, let's.
There's obstacles in your way. Don't forget your original mission. It's bad enough just dealing with the surface. Damn. Traffic flares at 0. Did the jailer know about the shitstorm he was sending us into? Penal units are just pawns. That lion son of a bitch. Don't pretend like you deserve any better. Continue with the operation. Trigger's destroyed all the trucks. Package dropped.
There goes that.
I can't get close enough to try.
All right. You know what? We did some good damage to the ground. Let's go ahead and try fighting the drones. Cause why not?
This is spare 7. Shit! Someone get this enemy off my tail! I can't. I've got my hands full too. High roller missile, shake it off. God damn it, I'm hit! I'm still at the table! High roller missile, another one! I've got a bad on.
I know they usually say pickle to signify bombs dropping, but if it's multiple, you prefer to say pickles. I mean, it makes sense.
It's high roller. He's been taken out. Don't miss your pants over one aircraft being down. Spare 15 down another. That's 3. What happens to a bet when the banker's out?
Ah,
Another man
come on.
down. There's no point. Retreat. Follow your orders. Continue the operation. Deserters will be punished.
Deserters will be shot.
This isn't even a fight. You want to lose all your pilots? Shut up. Try and stop it. I'll get behind Trigger. Stick with the best if you want to survive. If anyone wants to die, let him. Poor decision on your part. I've still got top score. Count? Man, you're useless. Everyone knows you played your numbers. Nice job, Trigger. That's 5. I've shut down 6. Bullshit. We're still on 2. Hey,
Bullshit.
your radar's working right. 7 down. That's more than an ace. There's no way this base can be attacked from the air. Engage or face punishment. Keep yapping away, little guard dog. You'll pay for this. Looks like we're the only ones having fun out here. Trigger.
Define fun.
Highest score wins. Let's settle who's best once and for all. Spare 15 is cleaning up. 10 crafts down.
A-10 better than drone.
Trigger, they have a lock on you.
Get back here. All first wave drones gone.
This is a whole new kind of war. 3 minutes remaining.
Whee! Bonk.
Vehicle down.
God, it must suck to be the Erusians. They're losing their drones and their pilots to a fucking tank. That would have to suck. You be a pilot and a pilot of like a high-end aircraft and then get shot down by an A-10 driver. How humiliating would that be? You would never live that down.
Hostile has a lock. 2 minutes remaining. Missile inbound. Evade.
Boom!
Enemy base is crippled. That's enough. Go find some enemies that can kill you. What happens to us if the 168
Go this way now. So yeah, the A7 version of the A-10 is probably the weakest in my opinion.
New blip on radar. Shoot
But
anything that interferes with your mission.
it's still a good aircraft if you use it on the correct missions. It's just a shadow of its former self. It's no longer the Lord and Savior of Ameria.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Hello, Trip. Welcome to the aircraft showcase.
You're still alive? Spare 15 bandit is down. 30 seconds remaining.
Ow. Here we go. Die, Chopper.
Never thought I'd say this, but you're doing a hell of a job, Spare Squadron. Congratulations from the guard dog, untouched.
Alright, we killed
Take it back. Eradicate
two
the rest of them.
and a half bases out of the 3, and we killed the entire first wave of the drones with the A-10. I am satisfied
Bastards who flew off are going to
and content with this performance.
You guys get a pass. Damn right. I wouldn't be surprised if we're thrown in solitary too. Hey, who wants to bet who goes into solitary? That's what that gambling nutjob would say if he was.
But yeah, this is the only true attacker in the entire game, and
Where's your sense
it
of
feels underpowered compared to its other incarnations, and that makes me sad. But we cannot dwell on the past. We have to move forward with our next aircraft.
You lost planes, but the
Yeah,
mission
it is the C model, not the A model. That is true. The A model was the one that was in A6 and A5. All right, so for the next one, we're going to Mission 11. Fleet Destruction.
Trigger, come. We've received a vision.
And the next aircraft in the list is the F-2A Viper Zero by Mitsubishi. The first flight for this aircraft was in 1995, and it entered service with the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force in 2000. It is currently still serving, and its only known operator is the JASDF. Game stats. It's a A multi-role aircraft based on the S-16, designed with its country's needs in mind. It shows its greatest strength in interdictions at sea, and can hold its own in aerial combat. Its unofficial nickname is Viper Zero. And if we look at the stat blocks here, it has slightly above average speed, which can be boosted up. It's got average mobility and stability. Slightly above average air-to-air. And I'm actually surprised at this because its A6 stats were different, or inverted. It has actually slightly lower air-to-ground capabilities. Oh, I love the F2. This is such a gorgeous aircraft, especially with this livery here. It has 5 flares, and it comes armed with 88 standard missiles. The missile type, or the model, is the AAM-3. For heavy weapons, it is armed with the LASM, long-range air-to-surface missile. They're mainly powerful against enemy fleets, so make sure you choose the right weapon in other situations. And they're not kidding. This time, or in this game, the anti-ship missile is just that, anti-ship. It can one-shot anything short of a battle cruiser if you hit it dead in the center and from long range. We get 14 of these, and the model type is the type. Let me see here. The type 80 ASM. And it's also armed, or this variant of it is armed with the hypervelocity air-to-air missile. A high-speed air-to-air missile that makes mincemeat of slow-witted targets. Their ability to travel long distances make them ideal for surprise attacks. We get 20 of these, and interestingly enough, the model for this is the American AIM-7 Sparrow, which is not a fire-and-forget weapon. So, I'm not sure why Project Aces went with the Sparrow for the HVAA, but whatever. And then it also has the rocket pod. We get 20 volleys of these, and this time the model is the Japanese JLAU 3-A. I think it's a 20-shot pod, if I recall. We're going to go and start with the LASM for the ships. Then we'll go ahead and switch to the rockets for the platforms. And if we have time left, we'll start going after aircraft with the HVAA. The skins I have for this, I've got the standard OSEA JASDF livery, the Erusia, and then the special prototype one. But we're going with the JSDF, and we're using the red circle emblem to make it even more JSDF.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. Sortie ASAP.
Hail Hydrate, hello Floofy. Jonas, I can barely read that. I'm sorry.
I'll provide you with instructions, so follow my lead. 1,500 meters to tanker. Too fast. Lower airspeed. 500 meters. You have permission to access the refueling tanker. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
know I said it before. I just love this livery. It looks like a Navy plane, and I love it. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of the American Navy style liveries from World War II, like the Vought F-4E Corsair.
Sorry, but I'm gonna eat while I work. My judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry.
Alright, let's go out to the ships.
Trigger, how come you're number 1 and I'm stuck as number 2? Oh well, I guess I can let it slide for now. And we're just supposed to follow you? I heard you're spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron.
Let's kill the Aegis.
Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need E2 in order to be effective.
There's the carrier.
Confirmation of the enemy fleet. You're clear to engage. We'll go. Let's go. Enemy Aegis vessel intercepting incoming missiles with their Sea Whiz. Counteract Sea Whiz below approach.
Oh, we sunk the carrier before they took off. Woohoo! Both Aegises are gone.
Nice job, Strider 1.
Also, this mission is just great. I love this mission so much.
Enemy aircraft is launched. Engage it.
Yeah, the Type 80s are great.
I can't tell because of all the smoke. Cyclops 2, stay sharp. Half of the enemies are still around. Work by the numbers, Cal. No enemy bases are close enough to strike our supply lines. They flew in from far away, like a flock of snowbirds. We've lost 80% of our fleet.
Alright, that's the last of the big ships.
We should have had the strategic
So we're gonna head back and equip the rocket pods for the platforms, because the anti-ship missile doesn't really track well with the cores.
nothing.
Along the way, we're gonna sink this cruiser or frigate.
That's just down some serious firepower. It was a piece of cake. It's nice to have some fresh talent we can count on. Cyclops 2, stop fluttering about and stay glued to my ass. Stop treating me like a newborn chick. I've shot down my fair share of enemies. Chirp, 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 little chick. Strider 1, this is Control Tower. Make your landing check.
Alright, rocket pods. Marion reaching for his Lord and Savior. This is not my Lord and Savior. It's too weak to be Lord and Savior. But it does well against the platforms because those cores aren't armored.
Just stick with your mother head and we'll get back to the roost safe and sound. Is Jaeger teaching our hatchling how to fly?
Why don't the carrier planes return to the carriers like that? I don't know, and it bugs the hell out of me. Although the F-2 isn't a carrier plane.
There was once an Erusian ace known as the King of the Sky.
Fucking ruin the line. I'm sorry.
Said pretty much the same thing.
And when I need the Yotka.
They knew the true fear that
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
by a predator. What about people who face an actual dogfight? No pilot came back alive. I'm not sure I buy that.
See, if that was A6 RCL, that ship would have been dead. Or I'm gonna do something that's probably idiotic.
Approaching the marine platform. Get those planes off the runway! We have to send up fighters now! Alright, scramble! Enemy fighters have just taken off from the platform. Eliminate those fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten the mission. Ruko, we'll swat those flies down into the drink.
Oh, yep. Damn it, I couldn't see. Oh, and I got the second one too! Shit. I wouldn't have been able to make it anyway. Oh well. I wanted to see if I can, how many I could get by flying through it, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that this time.
Trigger, maintain your current approach.
You died. Thank you, Fluffy.
You have permission to access the refueling tanker.
First one of the day, yep. I'm sure you're going to keep count.
Excellent work, Trigger.
But it will let me redo the carrier.
Initiated. Maintain your current position.
Trigger, call sign is
Alright,
Strider 1.
yep, okay.
Sorry, but I'm gonna eat while I work. My judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry. How can you talk about food? Trigger, how come you're number one and I'm stuck as number two?
Because I'm awesome and you suck.
For now. And we're just supposed to follow you?
And
You're
start.
spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron. I don't want you slowing us down.
Okay.
Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need D2.
You will keep count. Oh,
We have visual confirmation of the enemy fleet. You're clear to engage. We'll go. Let's go. Enemy Aegis vessel intercepting
There we go.
missiles with their Sea-Wiz. Counteract Sea-Wiz below approach or use missiles outside intercept range. All ships, prepare for anti-air combat.
bye-bye, carrier.
They're already firing. They think they can hit us. Make a low approach or dive to avoid their fire when you move in. Strider 3, engage again taxiing. Let me struck before we can take off.
Kaboom!
Enemy aircraft is launched. Engage it. I think we've sunk most of the enemy fleet, but I can't tell because of all the smoke. Cyclops 2, stay sharp. Captain, this is still around. Look by the numbers, Cal. No enemy bases are close enough to strike our supply lines. They flew in from far away, like a flock of snowbirds.
Wee.
Cyclops 2, stop fluttering about and stay close to my ass. Stop treating me like a newborn chick. I've shot down my fair share of enemies. Chirp, 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 little chick. Just
I love that line. Chirp, 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 little chick. Kaboom!
Missile cruiser Scothy has been sunk. Well done.
All ships down.
Trigger, what are the marks on your plane? Green lines, scratches. I don't like them. They're like sin lines. Your nose? Nothing. Enemy fleet has been neutralized. You guys just downed some serious firepower. It was a piece of cake. It's nice to have some fresh talent we can count on.
Alright.
Maintain course to return for resupply.
Head back.
Strider 1, this is control tower.
Rocket pods.
Strider 1, this is control tower. Is Jaeger teaching our hatchling how to fly? Hey, knock that off, would you?
Well, I kind of need to be at the middle a little bit
Story for you.
so the rockets would hit.
About a great war hero. There was once an illusion ace.
They don't have as big a spread as
Said pretty much the same
A6's does.
scary.
And all of them need to hit their target in order to kill something.
What about people who face them in an actual dogfight? No pilot came back alive. I'm not sure I buy that. Chaff and flares deployed.
And there goes that missile. Use rudders.
We're approaching the marine platform.
Clear the runway. We can't set up our fighters. Get those planes off the runway. We have to send up
It's
fighters now.
really the initial pass that's the hardest.
Scramble.
Enemy fighters have just taken off from the platform. Eliminate those fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten our mission. We'll swat those flies down in
Fuck.
the brick. Missile inbound. Drinking. They have a lock on me.
There we go.
Just destroying boats, aircraft, and AA weaponry.
No, let's do what the chick said. Roger.
What just happened?
We destroyed a structural support. That's remarkable skill.
I've sent the data. Big like trigger and serve up the sandwich. Righto. Copy. Roger.
On my target's back. Time to punch through.
Lost on the platform. We're not anticipated. Without that base, we'll have to rethink our whole strategy.
Platform approaching firm. Let me just put the meat in between those buns and that burger is well done. Sandwich? I'm happy to eat both.
Well, I made it through, but I only damaged the cores. I didn't actually kill them.
Got a third of the platform. The other side is still buzzing, so keep an eye out.
They're aiming for the platform to the north. The upper section of the platform has been destroyed. Watch out for falling debris. Our anti-aircraft weapons are taking heavy damage. Bring down those fighters.
Keep your eyes peeled, Trigger. You never know when that experimental squadron might show up.
Jaeger, he knows that better than anyone. He's one of the few with the skills to raise Mr. Rex and live to tell.
That ain't funny. Nice shot.
If this were only A6's RCL.
Way this crap can do that. That water system's insane.
Half the AA guns and SAM sites are still alive and kicking. Not good.
The enemy is two squadrons divided into multiple fights. Take them down one at a time. Damn, why can't that experimental squadron show up here? The fighters will be trained to the heavens. Now get out there and shoot them down yourself.
Our damage is minimal, but 70% of our fleet is still operational. We're not done yet.
The platform has been destroyed. Be careful not to get caught up in the collapse.
Holy hell. Is that for real?
Just keep letting them fly. That hits up.
Alright,
Strider 1, target.
just these two left.
We put quite a dent in their naval power. The results are better than expected.
We still have more time. Don't let up. Knock them down for good.
Come on.
There we go.
Right? Get out of here. One more, we'll wipe them all out. Give me a break. Platform successfully purged. Just a bit more, and that platform is going down. I call dibs on the final shot.
They angled down and I hate it.
Commander has a lock on me.
Can get a little sketchy in there. Avoid friendly fires. Destruction of marine platform confirmed. Good job. Move on to the valley as before. Talks a lot.
Alright, got the cruiser.
That girl swears more than me.
It's not just the swearing either. She's got quick fists, too.
I thought you'd say that. That's half of their operational ships. Keep at it, everyone. Enemy's got a lock. How did you get back there? Target hit.
Let's go ahead and got 8 rockets, so we can go in and take a couple platforms out. Alright.
The valley platform.
Damn it. They caught us getting ready to deploy. Hurry it up.
God damn it.
Enemy's got a lock. Strider 2, break! Break!
Such a big spread.
Locked on!
Okay, let's roll back around.
Pursuing enemy.
Go.
Overwhelm them with our superior numbers.
Use this chance to knock out the platform.
They're after me. We need cover. Dodge that missile.
Go.
Platform purge confirmed.
We've lost 30% of the platform. Get your act together. We can't afford to take any more damage.
A third of the air defenses have been eliminated. Stay cool. Keep your eye on the heat. We're low on special weapons.
We've already taken out half of the platform.
Hit. Come on.
The enemy's got a lock. Great, Jay. Sitting ducks put together like this.
You actually think you can hit me?
Okay, we did get that one. Good.
Tugboats separated. Full speed ahead.
Locked on.
Okay, we need a pinpoint here on the platform support section. Aim true.
All right.
This time.
Behind me?
The enemy has escaped.
Strider 1, missile.
Got it.
Nice shot.
Like cheese.
Destroyed.
The platform has lost most of its anti-air capabilities. Time to stick a fork in it.
All right.
We've lost 60% of our air defense weaponry. We can't hold out much longer.
All right, we have no more rockets.
Half the enemy's fleet is destroyed. Just keep hitting them, so they'll be less anti-aircraft fire to worry about.
Come on.
You did good work today.
One more core.
Never know until you're up in the air, do you?
We can look into the big one fire. Right now, we need to mop up the rest.
Got it.
The platform has been destroyed.
All cores down.
Nice work, team. Go easy on the praise. The helmets
All right, let's head back to the return line, switch to HVAAs, and mop up the rest.
count. This other hand threats to keep you alive for a long time. So get used to it.
What a pain in the ass.
Well done. That takes care of both of the platforms. But best of all, we've taken 0 losses. Stay alive, people. Which is why I've taken the liberty of ordering dinner for you guys from a nice Italian bistro.
You mean a Marion Bistro.
Control tower.
All right, HVAAs, take off.
Strider 1
Which is why I've taken the liberty of ordering dinner for you guys from a nice Italian bistro near the base.
We've got some people calling for that special squadron. Yes, of course I told them that, but
3 minutes remaining.
it's no use. We block all our air defenses.
Trigger's one of the pilots who's been up against the demon in that experimental squadron. Chased him off solo, too, since Ford ran off. I was there myself.
Bombing isn't exactly the best in the HVAA, though.
Yeah, well, I wish I'd been there too.
If you were one of those escorts that flew off, you should watch your back.
It looks like we've taken out a third of the enemy fighters, and it's mostly thanks to Strider 1.
Pursuing enemy.
I've been spiked.
Ow.
I'm on my target.
There we go.
Heads up. Bandit behind you.
Oh, you bastard.
Missile fired. Evading. Bandit sighted. Fox 2.
Strider 1, break now!
Attack missed.
Fox 3. Enemy's got a lock.
Strider 1. Hostile gunning for you. Bandit behind you. Look out.
Bye-bye, Mig.
Locked on.
Half of the enemy fighters are gone. Keep it up. Fox 2.
They have the spike. Attack missed.
Strider 1,
Whoop.
enemy behind you.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, the F-2 is a true multi-role. It can do both air-to-ground and air-to-air equally well. Boom!
30 seconds remaining.
They have me spiked.
Cyclops 2, check your rear.
Special delivery. Missile inbound. Breaking.
Don't turn your back on him.
Missile inbound. Evasive maneuvers. Break.
Attention all aircraft.
And there we go. That was the F-2.
Cover from this one. You did great out there. I think tonight's the night we finally opened that bottle.
And then the next aircraft is one of you guys' favorite. And one of my least favorite.
He's a unique character. The old squad was bad, and I guess it's no different here. I could really perform, if only I had some partners I could trust.
No need to worry. I got your back. Relax and do your thing.
Give me a break.
No. We're doing American planes only. Or Western planes. Barracuda's another time. Nugget's right, it's the Phantom.
The mission was a success.
I don't mind the Phantom Menace, I just don't like the Phantom aircraft. Alright, so for this one, what should we use it on? You know what, for shits and giggles, we'll do it on Cape Rainy. True, the F-2 is a Japanese plane, however, its base model is American. The Japanese didn't build the F-2 from scratch. They took the F-16 and vastly improved upon it. It is its own aircraft, yes, but I'm counting it as American because it originally was American before the Japanese made their improvements. Anyway, so for Cape Rainy, we're using the F-4E. The F-4 Phantom II was made by McDonnell Douglas. Its first flight in the real world was in 1958. It entered service as an interceptor in 1961 for the United States Navy. It was last retired in 2020 by the JASDF. The primary operators were the U.S. Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, JASDF, the Royal Air Force, Germany, and so many others. It's almost basically, if you were a Western ally, you probably used the Phantom at some point. This particular version is the E model, which came in more in the mid-70s, but the Phantom in general, I mean, the variants are pretty much the same, other than the E just has an actual internal gun. A large carrier-based fighter bomber designed as an interceptor. The E model is a variant used by the Air Force. Though an older craft, its speed records are still impressive. It has other various nicknames around the world in addition to Phantom II. Its stats: it has above average speed, below average mobility and stability, was the only other country to use the Phantom at sea. If I had to take a guess, I would say the Royal Navy. Because they're the only ones that field carriers big enough to use them. Its air-to-air is slightly below our average. And bam. Cruda 1 got a kill. Its air-to-ground is below average, although it's actually higher than you'd think. And defense is, well, just crap. Its defense is speed. For weaponry, we have 6 flares, 66 A-10C sidewinders. And it is equipped with 18 Mark 84 unguided bombs, 18 LAGMs, long-range air-to-ground missile. They're made for clustered ground targets. They can be fired safely from a distance to avoid anti-air fire. And the model for this is the AGM-88 Harm. And then it is also equipped, which I am confused by this. Normally, the Phantom standard air-to-air loadout is the AIM-7 Sparrow. However, this time it's armed with the short-range aerial suppression air-to-air missile. Air-to-air burst missile. If they're about to be evaded, they will explode even if it's not a direct hit. So they are useful against their outer aircraft. It's okay, Phoenix. It popped up while I wasn't actually doing any gameplay, so it's like, oh, bam! But the model for this, and we get 20 of these, but the model for this is the AIM-132 ASRAM. Basically a shorter range version of the AMRAM. So I'm not sure why it's equipped with this instead of the Sparrow, but that's its air-to-air weapon. But for Cape Rainy, we're going to go ahead and use the unguided bomb. As for skins, we've got the boring Osea skin. The, I think the RAF, Aruja. Special is the JASDF. And then you got the triggers. The Mobius ISAF. But the one that we're going to use, and the one that I like the best, is the Silber. But the Zero skins are just fantastic. We're going in a... We're going to be using the Mobius later. So we're going to use Silber now.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
19... It depends upon your aircraft that you use there, Johns. If you're using the Phantom, yeah, it's going to be a hard mission to do. But if you're using, say, an aircraft with 6 AAMs, or the Nosferatu, or Mobius, I like Silber. I love the delivery for this. I like it better than the Mobius one. Besides, I don't see Mobius 1 as a Phantom flyer. I see him as a Raptor flyer. So, what do you think skin I'm going to use for the Raptor once we get to it, Starscream? The Raptor is gonna be Mobius.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
You're not using the overhyped ace.
Up ahead. Watch for it.
Well, I don't really have nostalgia for the PS2 trilogy like a lot of the fandom does, because I started with A6.
We'll get you down safe.
Um,
You're short on men.
I am going to be using the Mobius skin for the Raptor, not because it's overhyped, it's just because I like the look of it the best. Griffiths for Raptor or bust.
Understood.
But it's so boring.
Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2. The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Oop. Woo! Alright, let's make up some time here.
I'm starting to get tired
Oh boy.
of all this.
Ha!
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and
How did I not die there?
Watch yourself out there. We're going to need all of you in for a bounty.
You're right. The Talisman F-15E is extremely boring.
Like the company commander
And
himself.
I agree with you.
About Strider Squadron. Keeps his mouth shut.
We're still going to be using it once we get to the Strike Eagle, just because it's the only special skin it has. But no, I don't like that the Talisman F-15 is so boring. But it is, and
3. You're coming up on the base. Closing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
yeah, I watched some of your Rising Squall thing, Trip, and I'm glad you like it, but I don't think I could. I don't think I'd be that interested in DCS. There's too much for me to keep track of. Yeah, Talisman does equal simple color. But there's a lot that you have to keep track of in DCS, and
We made it.
I just
That was quite the roller coaster ride. Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
that's too much for my simple brain.
It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Now, finish them off.
All right, let's give them a beating.
I love blowing up the fulcrums before they even taxi.
The enemy has a lock on me.
Bandit down.
Enemies are attacking. The hell did they come from? They took out our leader's bird. Hurry or they'll roast us on the ground. Fire up the searchlights. I can't see where the enemies are coming from.
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
There you go.
All enemy fighters down.
Oh wait, we gotta go get that Spectre. Or Hercules. Or whatever the hell it's called. Come back here! I didn't say you could leave!
If the enemy is still present in large numbers on our ground
You're being a horrible host!
failure, go help our allies.
Be quick. Our time with means is free. Your jokes haven't gotten any better.
The one thing I will grant the Phantom is that it is fast. And if you need to intercept something, it's a great choice.
Trust your allies and keep moving. This base is ours for the taking. Wait for base, Commander. What are you waiting for?
Your plane will ice up if you stay in there too long. Strider 1, bombs away.
We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Oh wow, we're almost out of bombs.
Your way.
Pizza guy's in
gotta use them sparingly now. Oh. I know it has a smiley face on it. I just don't like it. I think the bends in the wings are ugly. It is. I'll grant you that it's an acquired taste, and I just haven't acquired it. I much prefer the F-8 Crusader and the A-7 Corsair. For my Vietnam era planes of choice. Sure, if he's still on by the end of the stream. We still got at least 3 aircraft left to go. Senpai is on. I have bombed the choppers, it's fun.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Come on, Bearcoot. Die! There we go. Come back here! You're gonna miss out on the pizza!
How'd it go? This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
The pizza was on time.
Yeah.
Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
Got him! All fighters down.
We'll be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wheels.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. Move to the flight control.
Roger that.
I made sure that all the Rusians were delivered pizza. As the Lord intended. No, I land how I want. I remember Lego Island. God, that's such an old game.
Right on the money, Strider 1.
That's a 90s era game right there.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint.
Alright, so the Phantom is complete. Land in water, it works. No. Well, yes, but actually no. S rank. Alright, for this one, we're going back to Mission 3. Because this favors long range, but there is still some dogfighting. And the aircraft that we'll be using is the F-14D Super Tomcat. This is manufactured by Grumman. The Tomcat's first flight, granted it's the F-14A version, was in 1970. It entered service for the United States Navy in 1974, and the United States Navy retired the Tomcat in 2006, though it is still serving in the Iranian Air Force. Excuse me. The F-14 is a very sexy aircraft. I love this aircraft. It is in my top 3 of all time. This is a large carrier-based fighter that can carry long-range air-to-air missiles. Its automatic variable wings allow for superior combat at all speeds and altitudes. Its unofficial name, Super Tomcat, is derived from the A model. You feel the need for motherfucking speed. Amen, Starscream, amen. Speaking of speed, we have an above-average speed stat, and if we spec for it with parts, we can push it up into high and superior speed stats. Mobility. Base is not that great, but it is easily able to be tuned into above-average mobility and stability. It has above-average air-to-air, and below-average air-to-ground, and its defense is actually rather tanky for a fighter, with it being just below average. It is armed with the standard Vulcan 20mm Gatling gun that pretty much every American aircraft has. It is also armed with 84 AIMS 9C Sidewinders and 5 flares. Special weapons include the long-range air-to-air missile. Extremely long-range air-to-air missile, although their homing capabilities are limited. If the target evades one, a decent pilot can still pick the target off. The model for this is the AIM-54 Phoenix. We get 22 of them, and the AIM-54 is specifically designed for the Tomcat. No other plane can use this missile. And it is the longest range air-to-air missile that the United States has ever produced. It is a beast. It was designed to one-shot Soviet bombers from long range. And it does its job well. We also are equipped with 14 guided penetrating bombs that lock on to a target, designed to explode once they have penetrated the target's armor, and they are potentially devastating. In actuality, though, they suck. What's that? I can't hear you over my Phoenix going Mach 5! I know, right? The Phoenix is one of the best long-range air-to-air missiles ever devised. And it's a shame that they aren't in use anymore. I think it was just in terms of cost. They just were so expensive to produce that. And these things were so heavy that if the Tomcat was loaded with the full 6 complement of them, they couldn't land without firing them off. At least not on a carrier. So typically Tomcats on patrol were armed with only 4 instead of the full 6. And then, oh yeah, this is the this model is the GPB or the GBU 16 paveway. And then we've got the 8AAM, which is the worst air. I don't like the multi-lock on this because it wastes missiles. They double lock. If it was a single lock, or like each missile locked on could only lock onto one target, this would be by far the best. But because they can double lock, you're essentially doing. You can have 4 targets, 2 missiles each. That's no good. Anyway, air-to-air missiles that can lock on up to 8 targets. More than one can lock onto a single target, making them adept at fighting large groups. No, but whatever. We get 56 of these. And the model is the A-10C AMRAAM. You're going to be seeing this model a lot. But we're going to take the Phoenix, because if you're going to take the Tomcat, you take this. There is no other choice. For skins, I don't have the Aruja. I am 1 S-rank away from getting that one. But we have the Osea, which I think is inspired by... I don't know what it is. The special skin, which looks horrible. I think it might be Iranian. Or an aggressor. Hello! See him. Yeah, Iranian Tomcat, I think. Then we've got the trigger ones. We have the Rosgrees. The A model, actually, because of the Jolly Roger-esque band right there on the nose. Schnee, which is also inspired by Jolly Rogers. But we're going to be using the VF-103 Jolly Rogers because, I mean, why accept anything else?
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Jolly Ranchers. Fear the bones! Now, I think originally Jolly Rogers was VF-84, but when they switched to Super Tomcats, they went to VF-103. Also, another reason why I picked this mission, carrier launch. Gotta love the carrier launch. Danger zone!
Specified altitude reached. Restrictions lifted. Good luck.
Taking the highway to the danger zone, boys and girls.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other base squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Gollum 1. Thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet, wild, and do dirty, dirty things.
Oh, you asshole, you dodged it.
Like blue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds.
You dodged it!
So, you
Fucker! Dodge that, you filthy casual!
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
F-14 superior to F-4, that's why it replaced it. I love this OST. Whenever I play this mission, I had that dilemma of, do I spawn the ace or do I enjoy dual wielder?
Mage 2, missile away. Locked.
Bink. Gonna head out for a bit? Alright. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend, Stark Raider.
Nice kill.
Ba-da-da.
Missile incoming. Evade. Break.
Ba-da-da.
Caution! A large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
Alright. Now the question is, did we spawn the ace? If not, I'm gonna reset the checkpoint to reload. If we did, well, fuck. We're stuck with our 15 Phoenixes. We did not. So, reload.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
We're just waiting for mission command.
How dare they dodge?
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys will go down easy.
Break, now!
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the arsenal bird.
Boom!
Drone squadron, take out big baby Huey.
Bandits are fast as hell.
Sucker.
Page 2, locked.
Lockdown hostile.
Yeah, I know I could go after the bird, but really, it doesn't matter, so I'm just going after the drones.
Take over command.
So there's less later on.
Status.
Find the situation.
Column 2, missile, evade.
Evading!
This is column 3,
One drone falling after another.
Be outsmarted.
That's the big brain option.
Ship, column 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Roll over the top. There we go.
Tree's lost.
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority.
Here we go.
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Breaking.
Ah,
Skeleton 2 lost. Skeleton squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons,
Bink.
command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately. Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
Wilco, but column 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty.
God, this is such a gorgeous aircraft.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Column 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings.
I wanted to join the Navy just so I could fly the Tomcat,
Get back to base and cool your head.
but it had been retired by the time I got out of high school. I was really disappointed. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Oh god, no. Ha 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 ha! Woo!
Being locked onto.
Damn, I'm spiked.
Retreating
Look at that recovery!
allies will hold off pursuit. Golem squadron, Mage squadron, hang in there and come back safe. Mage squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
Come on. Clip it. Yeah, somebody clip it.
You're mine. I'll make it quick.
I would, but I'm dogfighting.
Gargoyle squadron,
My almost crashing into the ground, but pulling up at the last second.
My status is fine. Affirmative.
It wasn't too long ago.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile! Skykeeper, Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Column 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Which wingtips? I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Column 2,
Yeah.
stop dogfighting and run.
Thank you, Star Crater.
UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Portrait aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Checkmate. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
I wasn't paying attention to my altimeter.
Not good. Browning, break off. Target down. Nicely done.
Oh, you asshole.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Column 2,
Thank you, Starscream.
status report.
He's a predator.
Idiotka.
Get eaten.
Column 2, get a hold of yourself. Column 2, get away from the enemy.
I missed one. Huh.
Somebody!
Interesting.
Column 2, lost.
If you're wondering why I'm firing off Phoenixes, it's because
Brownie.
can't land with them.
Sorry. All UAVs have been splashed. I said what I had to say.
Thanks to Honkai, too, of the characters that say they're Idiotka.
Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with. Golem Squadron, Maid Squadron, withdraw.
This is such a beautiful aircraft.
Mage 2, have you on radar? You are cleared for approach. The deck is clear. Mage 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to carrier. Lower your speed.
My speed's fine. The resting hook will stop me.
1,500 to carrier. Mage 2, nose up. You're too low.
I'm good. See? Textbook landing.
I knew you'd be back. Now return to base.
Okay. Two more aircraft for this stream. 4-wire. Yep, on the number 4-wire. Hey, as long as you catch a wire, that's all that matters, man.
Was a failure.
And we S-ranked it. Alright, so for the next, we're going back here. Can always already hear your DCS trio giving you crap for hitting a one wire.
The company commander has made it clear he'd like you both to officially...
Alright, so next, the F-15C Eagle. My favorite aircraft that isn't fictional. Made by McDonnell Douglas. It first flew in 1972, and it entered service with the United States Air Force in 1976. It is still serving, and its main primary operators include the United States Air Force, the Israeli Air Force, the JASDF, and the Saudis. The Charlie Eagle was the Eagle was the first American aircraft since World War II that was not designed, or at least fighter aircraft that was not designed with the motto further, farther, or further, higher, faster. It was designed specifically for maneuvering and dogfighting. So it's America's first true air superiority fighter. It also has an undefeated kill ratio, although a lot of those kills come from the Israelis instead of the Americans, but still. A large twin-engine air superiority fighter that boasts excellent performance results. Nicknamed Eagle, it has great speed, maneuverability, and endurance, allowing it to dominate the skies. Its stats are... It has above average speed, and you can tune it to be very high. It has average mobility and stability, but you can tune it to be, as you can see, above average. It has above average air-to-air, and very, very below average air-to-ground, unless you equip a certain weapon. And it actually has very good defense for its class. It's armed with the Vulcan 20mm Gatling gun, 104 aim 9 sidewinders, 4 flares, and its primary special armament is 22 AIM 132 ASRAM SASMs, the 4AAM air-to-air missiles that clap onto 4 targets, making them ideal for numerous enemies. Their reliability makes them versatile. And this model is again the AMRAAM. And then, of course, we've got one of the most broken weapons ever, the pulse laser. An anti-surface and anti-air high-spec laser capable of firing in short bursts. It can fire at great speeds and from long distances. Oh yeah, we got 28 of these and 500 shots. The only downside of this weapon is that it is useless in clouds. We're going to go ahead and take that. Our skins, we've got the boring Osea, but it's actually not the most boring Ocean livery there is. I do kind of like the pale gray bluish tints. Got the Aruja, which is more or less deserty. I think the Israelis use this one a lot. Special. This is an aggressor pattern. We got the trigger ones. Soloing Pixie. We got Count. The America Fuck Yeah, or the Patriot. But we're going to be using the Demon Lord himself, Cypher. America! I will try to go through each platform, but I make no guarantees. Wannabe. This isn't the Cypher wannabe. That's the next plane. Spanish guitar intensifies.
Your first mission is to refuel midair. I'll provide you with instructions, so follow my lead.
America, fuck yeah. Coming again to say the motherfucking day, yeah.
500 meters, you have permission to access the refueling tanker.
Alright. No,
Maintain your current
I love the Cypher livery so much.
100. 50 meters. Excellent work,
look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? As one sexy bird.
Trigger, call sign is Strider 1. You will be leading Strider Squadron. Count, you'll be Cyclops 2. You'll be under Cyclops 1.
Alright, we're gonna actually go with the platforms first.
Judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry.
How can you talk about food? Sure. How come you're number one and I'm stuck as number two? Oh well, I guess I can let it slide for now.
And we're just supposed to follow you. I heard you're spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron.
I don't want you slowing us down out there.
Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need E2 in order to be effective.
Alright, we're gonna try to fly through
Approaching the marine platform.
using the PLSL.
Get those planes off the runway! We have to send
Okay.
fighters now!
Let's make our approach.
Enemy fighters have just taken off from the platform. Eliminate those fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten the mission.
Wilco, we'll swat those flies down into the drink. Strider 3, engaging. Cyclops 3, engaging.
Cyclops 4 engaging.
I can barely see with all the targets on it.
Enemy's gonna lock.
What just happened?
Destroy the structures. That's remarkable skill.
I've sent the data. Think like Trigger.
Fuck shit!
Sandwich.
Strider 1 is down.
I drifted too much and I overcorrected. Damn it. This is why we did it first. Yep. But we almost made it.
I work. My judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry.
How can you talk about food?
If I can not overcorrect. Yeah, I was trying to.
Slide for now.
I panicked.
And we're just supposed to follow you. I heard you're spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron.
I don't want you slowing us down out there.
Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need E2 in order to be effective.
Keep calm.
We're approaching the marine platform.
Get those planes off the
Okay,
runway!
let's turn around.
Now! All right.
Our approach vector looks good.
Taking off from the platform. Eliminate those fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten the mission.
Wilco, we'll swat those flies down into the drink. Strider 3, engaging. Cyclops 3, engaging.
Cyclops 4 engaging.
They're after me. I need cover.
Target's been wiped out.
Approach is good.
Destroy the structures. That's remarkable skill.
I've sent the data. Think like Trigger and serve on the sandwich.
Righto.
We made it!
Roger.
We didn't get all of them, but hey, we made it through.
Not anticipated. Without this base, we'll have to rethink our whole strategy.
Platform perks confirmed. You just put the meat in between those buns and that burger is well done.
What are we serving a sandwich?
I'm happy to eat both.
Whatever you say, man.
Half the AA guns and SAM sites are still alive and kicking.
Not good.
The enemy is two squadrons divided into multiple flights. Take them down one at a time.
Alright.
Half the enemy fighters are gone. Keep it up.
Let's go intercept Ibis.
Platform has been destroyed. Be careful not to get caught up in the collapse.
That's why I went with the platforms first. Along with I thought I was going to crash.
Cyclops 2.
This way, if you kill the carrier before you do the platforms, Ibis will not spawn.
Sharp, little chick. Just stick with your mother head and get back to the roost safe and sound.
Yeah.
Our damage is minimal, and 70% of our fleet is still operational. We're not done yet.
Trigger, what are the marks?
There we go.
Red lines. Scratches. I don't like them. I like sin lines. Get
Okay, we did not spawn Chaucer.
Just keep
Oh
letting
well.
them fly. You're bound to hit something. Locked on. Spider 1, break! Break!
Platform successfully purged.
Target eliminated. Just a bit more and that platform is going down. I call dibs on the final shot. God damn it! There are only 2 squadrons! I don't like this situation.
God, I love the pulse lasers.
Keep your eyes peeled, Trigger. You never know when that experimental squadron might show up.
Jaeger, he knows that better than anyone. He's one of the few with the skills to face Mr.
Alright, that platform is gone.
Funny.
Destruction of marine platform confirmed. Good job.
Yes, it's confirmed that it's been destroyed. These targets have support sections.
Ha, we have 420 shots. 420, just blaze.
One of the new recruits talks a lot. Swears a lot, too.
Hey, come on.
That girl swears more than me.
It's not just the swearing either. She's got quick fists, too.
Gotcha!
That's half of their operational ships. Keep at it, everyone.
Alright, we'll go for the fleet next.
Got a beat on you. Anything in pace of action. Right. Fox 2, Fox 2. Bandit acquired. Initiating attack.
We have visual confirmation of the enemy fleet. You're cleared to engage.
Wilco, let's go.
Enemy Aegis vessel intercepting incoming missiles with their Sea Whiz. Counteract Sea Whiz with a low approach or use missiles outside intercept range.
All ships, prepare for anti-air combat. Swat any dumbass that flies near our fleet. They're already firing. They think they can hit us.
Make a low approach or dive to avoid their fire when you move in. Why can't that experimental squadron show up here?
Might as well be praying to that.
I love strafing runs with this.
Enemy aircraft is launched. Engage it.
Seawiz? Who gives a shit?
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Parry this, you fucking casual.
What a dead their naval power. Results are better than expected.
We still have more time. Don't let up. Knock him down for good.
Come on, that's enough, right?
Pew pew pew!
One more. We'll wipe them all out.
Give me a break.
I won't forget, but we still have one more aircraft after this.
I think we've sunk most of the enemy fleet, but I can't tell because of all the smoke.
Cyclops 2, stay sharp. Half of the enemies are still around. Work by the numbers, count.
No enemy bases are close enough to strike our supply lines. They flew in from far away, like a flock of snowbirds. Moves out there. Where did you learn to fly like that?
We've lost 80% of our fleet. We can't do any more. Prepare the lifeboat. We should have had this.
There we go.
Just who are these guys?
Just who are these guys? I'm the Demon Lord of the Round Table. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Trigger's one of the pilots who's been up against the demon in that experimental squadron. Chased him off solo, too, since support ran off. I was there myself. Wouldn't be here if it weren't for Trigger. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, well, I wish I'd been there too.
If you were one of those escorts that flew off, you should watch
Demon
your
Lord
back.
was right.
Enemy fleet has been neutralized. You guys just down some serious firepower.
It was a piece of cake.
It's nice to have some fresh.
Yeah, well, that's a piece of cake. For me.
We need time.
We're near the Valley platform.
Damn it. They caught us getting ready to deploy. Hurry it up.
Bye-bye!
Destroyed by Strider 1.
Two platforms gone in the first pass.
Push them up higher so we can shoot them down.
Bandit has a lock.
Platform purge confirmed.
Locked on.
We've lost 30% of the platform. Get your act together. Transport and take any more damage.
A few of the air defenses have been eliminated. Stay cool. Keep piling on the heat.
We've already taken
I love this mission so much. It's one of my favorites. Nope, damn it. Alright.
You never know until you're up in the air, do you?
Yep.
Right now, we need to mop up the rest. Stop. Any more
Yep.
damage to the base?
Alright.
Well done with our superior numbers. Evacuate all non-combatants. Clear for emergency launch. Tugboats separate. Speed ahead. We need cover. I'm cornered. Helicopters excel at tight spaces. Fighters. I'm on my target.
Target eliminated.
We've lost 60% of our air defense weaponry. We can't hold out much longer. Call for help ASAP.
Why not just bomb the damn valley from high altitude? That's what I would do. Locked on.
Bandit at fire.
Kaboom!
Nice shot. Joint section destroyed.
Platform
Yep.
lost most of its anti-air capabilities. Time to stick a fork in the climb.
Alright.
Fencer! Missile!
Ow.
Half the enemy's fleet is destroyed. Just keep hitting them, so there's less anti-aircraft fire to worry about.
Fuck. Should have used pulse lasers for that one. Eh.
Bandit on your tail!
Target destroyed.
We got heavy damage! Clear out all non-military personnel!
5 minutes remaining.
Use this chaos to your advantage.
Eh.
The enemy will hesitate to fire if you keep one of them close. Get you now!
All platforms gone.
Platform has been destroyed. Didn't think it would go this way. Nice work, team.
Go easy on the brakes. The helmets are tightened up already.
Man, how long
There's that ship.
Must be a big damage. Cal, this mother hand plans to keep you alive for a long time.
There we go. Gonna go ahead and land,
Both of the platforms. Best of all,
rearm, repair.
losses. Stay alive, people. Which is why I've taken the liberty of ordering dinner for you guys from a nice Italian bistro near the base.
We've got some people calling for that special squadron. Yes, of course I told them that, but... It's no use. We've lost all our air defenses. What? We've lost the entire fleet? I'll need to inform headquarters to watch out for planes bearing that emblem.
Run, 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 run. Aha!
Tiger 1, this is Control Tower.
Alright, now we're gonna use the 4AM just to show those off.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower.
Because there's not really anything worth shooting on the ground anymore.
You're teaching our hatchling how to fly? Hey, knock that off, would you? Okay, I've got a story for you. It's about
And this way I can show off the Eagle's more conventional dogfighting.
Ace, known as the King of the Skies. Every pilot he faced in training said pretty much the same thing. It was scary. They knew the true fear that inanimate humans were to be hunted by a predator. What about people who face him in an actual dogfight? No pilot came back alive. I'm not sure I buy that.
Dodge that missile. Freak. This one's mine. Attacking.
Hit.
Attack missile. Enemy's got a lock. Enemy is locked on. Breaking.
Bandit behind you.
Lock on. Good knock.
Bam!
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
In position behind Bandit. Cyclops 1. Launching missile.
Thank you for breaking that way.
Lock. Bandit acquired. Initiating attack. Enemy on your rear. Behind me. Strider 1, break.
Bam!
2 minutes remaining. Target acquired. Target was not struck.
Good.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Hostile has a lock.
Target is in machine gun range.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1. Strider 1, missile heading your way.
Hit.
Right behind you.
Oh.
Lock on. Good night.
Yeah, the Eagle can turn and burn with the best of them. Maybe not as well as the flankers can, but the Eagle is a very highly mobile aircraft.
1 minute remaining.
Strider 4, Fox 2. On the enemy's tail.
Locked on, you're mine.
Fox 2. 30 seconds remaining. In gun range.
How did that miss?
Strider 1, Fox 3. Attention all aircraft.
Whew.
Mission complete. The enemy won't recover from this one. You did great out there. I think tonight's
And the Demon Lord wins again.
I think I understand the new boss's style.
Oh yeah,
Our other
sexy run.
unique character. The old squad was bad, and I guess it's no different here. I could really perform if only I had some partners I could trust. No need to worry, I got your back. Relax and do your thing. Give me a break.
Unique character. Alright, for this stream we have one more aircraft.
Sorry, but I'm gonna eat while I work. My judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry.
How can you talk?
I think you all know what it is. And the mission we're going to go for it is Mission 7, First Contact. But, let's see.
You know,
The Mitsubishi F-15J Kai. This variant of the Eagle's first flight was 1980, and it entered service in 1981 for the JASDF. It is still serving, and its sole operator is the JASDF. Variant of the F-15C created outside of the original developer's country. Although fundamentally almost identical to the F-15C, the craft differs in finer details and choice of weaponry. Like the F-15C, its nickname is Eagle. One of the cosmetic differences is in the tail. There's no electronic radars in here and up here. It's much smaller. The J stats are identical to the Charlie Eagle. Literally the only difference in gameplay is the weapon selection you use. It too is armed with the Vulcan 20mm. It's armed with 104 AAM3s. It is armed with 58 high-capacity air-to-air missiles. Fast-loading air-to-air missiles, because numerous missiles can be loaded at once, they are effective when used alongside your standards. The model is... actually, it is not the AMRAAM, like Acepedia says. It is actually... I need to open something here. I think it's the AAM4. I just need to double check. But I believe it's the Japanese AA4. You can tell because of the fin design. The AMRAAM's forward fins taper off to a point instead of being flattened off. Yeah, the AAM4 is what the model is. So I actually need to fix that. It's also armed with the SAAM, and this, you get 34 of these, and this one is in fact the AIM-7 Sparrow model that's being used. And finally we have 20 QAMs, air-to-air missiles. Their lock-on and homing capabilities allow them to hit targets across greater range than the missiles. And the model is the Japanese AAM-5. Replace the J for the STMD. They probably should have done that. I honestly don't know why they included the J, but they did. I actually would have rather, instead of the STMD, I would have rather seen the Silent Eagle. But if they did have the STMD, they could have also brought in Sorcerer skin, so I understand that. And we're going to use the QAMs because we're going against Mihai. The skins we have Boring Ass Gray. We have whatever the fuck this is. And then we have the Ronin, aka Poor Man's Cypher, and that's what we're going to use. Because for the longest time on console, if you wanted a Cypher skin, this was the best you got.
Aircraft preparations complete. You're cleared to taxi.
But yeah, this is the final aircraft for today. Why did it... it's Japanese. That might be the Israeli skin for it, but this is the Japanese one. And I'm sorry, I don't know why the automod blinked at Israeli.
Target radar facilities and AA weaponry. They're set up on a rugged terrain, and there's a lot of cloud cover. You will be near thunderclouds. Man, you guys were born unlucky.
Wait, who's the dumbass who came up with this batshit plan?
Just obey orders.
I mean, I have an idea, but that's just me being cynical.
The Cyclops and Strider squadrons currently contain 7 aircraft. Stand by. We'll be arriving shortly.
Understood.
Low on ammunition. It'll be hard to take on hostiles. We'll have to rely on you guys to make it home.
Cyclops 1, this is Bandog. We need the job done on time.
Bad Dog? Cool name. Nice working with you, Mr. Guard Dog.
The terrain makes the airstream bumpy. Don't damage
It's
those
referring to
planes.
this. Yeah, I know. I know that's what he meant.
Radar visibility is limited.
The Aruja skin is probably Israeli, but
Fox 2, Fox
the
2.
craft is Japanese.
Destruction of target
But
facility.
Israel does have its own version of the or homegrown version of the Eagle, the F-15I. So maybe they're combining the Israeli and the Japanese in the same. It wouldn't be the first time they combine skins like that. And by that I mean Project Aces.
The regular force's secret reconnaissance plane is deep inside of Russia. They're investigating the ruins. That's all I know. You sure found out quick. They got a secret weapon, maybe? There's only so much I can find out. Enough talk. There's no way I'm going back to the brig. Don't kill
And even though I don't know why they included the J, it's still an F-15. It's still sexy as fuck. And it still has an undefeated kill record.
Careful. Don't crash into the mountains.
And unless you have a death wish, watch your altitude. One down.
Are you telling us we have to dodge lightning?
Whoa, hello.
Spare 15 missile.
I'm fine, but thank you for wondering, or for being concerned, band dog. Of course I'm concerned. You're the only one that actually does their fucking job around here. Yeah, no, that wind shear is pretty powerful, and because the Eagle, the entire body can produce lift, that might have an adverse effect when it comes to wind shear. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it would make sense.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Destruction of target confirmed. I'm surprised you survived. Looks like we got someone in our squadron who can see through clouds.
Enemy sighted, closing fast. You sure? In this weather?
There we go. One band left.
The mission doesn't require you to talk. Use your head as well as your hands.
Righto.
Sam sights down.
We're gonna try and spawn the ace, so bear with me.
Flying between the columns.
Just ate that AM5.
They're in the clouds.
It's like nom 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 nom.
All targets destroyed. No complaints here.
Caution. Bandits inbound. Here come the UAVs.
We might have crossed the line.
There they are.
Leave this one to our friends.
Time to cross the line.
Holding it home too. Things don't always go perfectly.
The drones have jumped on the recon team. Our friends aren't equipped for air-to-air. They need our cover. All 444 aircraft, get them out of there. Not even one is to go down.
Bink,
Destroy the UAVs.
It's
bink.
impossible. I'm not flying in there to help out some assholes I don't know shit about. As they say in my house, there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity.
Well, your house sucks.
Right, good start. Now let's get the remaining 6 out of there.
Someone flew into the thunderclouds.
Spare 15 is broken through.
Where did it go?
Nice work for a dumbass.
Well, Let's get to this one. It's actually on somebody.
All cowards, go hide in the thunderclouds like Trigger.
Strider 4, bandit on your six.
Help by getting in between them and the UAVs.
You don't even have time to check radar.
Cyclops 3 and B.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Gotcha.
Bandog, there are still 5 aircraft in the combat zone.
Enemy on me.
Radar confirms Spare 15 has come out of the clouds.
Trigger just flew into a thundercloud without even blinking. Missile closing. Breaking.
Calm down. Check your HUD for errors. You'll make it if you don't panic.
Strider 3, get that enemy off your ass.
Dealing with 9Gs is tough. For those UAVs, it's just another day at the office. Why are we risking our lives to wipe someone else's ass?
Start complaining when you can keep your own nose clean.
There we go.
Wiseman 444 squadron support incoming. Sorry, but I'm using this chance to break off.
Jaeger, look after the survivors.
Roger.
Okay, this guy's next.
Enemy on my tail.
Shake that enemy.
Box 2.
Missile, don't let it touch you. Hell, they don't even have a formation. Hostile behind me.
This is bad. We're getting fast.
Quit scratching your ass and approach the enemy.
What do you think I'm doing, Bandog?
I owe you one.
All right, we've saved Fusion. The waifu is safe.
We got some good guys in support.
Looks like there's one guy who's got everyone's backs.
Cyclops 3 has broken off. Bandog, it's just me and one more to go.
All right.
Any redemption. Make sure the rest of them stay alive.
Oh, you little bitch! Flying through the rocks. Belkin witchcraft.
Don't make me laugh. This is Bandog. Spare 15 will deal with the drones.
444. No, that one bird is doing all the work. We'd be losing more men if it weren't for him.
All right, Cyclops 2's broken off. Now we just gotta save Wiseman.
Cyclops 1, check your six.
So I just gotta look at the scoreboard. Just one fighter.
Spare 15 launching missile.
Cyclops 1, missile.
Jesus!
Lightning. Cyclops 1 is breaking off.
All right, got them all.
Broken off anytime if he was by himself.
Now it's time for the main event.
Spare 15. All UAVs in the vicinity
Mihai.
are destroyed.
Nice teamwork. Thanks. Who is that? Tell him I'm grateful.
Copy that, Cyclops 1. Spare squadron. Mission is complete. Return to base. Wait a minute. Hold it.
No, give me a break. You have more chores for us?
Spare 8, champ. Bogey approaching fast from the rear. All available units support Spare 8.
I don't need any support. This is all mine. Damn it. He's glued to my tail.
Oh no! Champ's got it. Mihai on his tail.
Fighting. Negative. I'm not letting this slide.
He's pulling the Maverick maneuver. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. And that was when Champ realized he done fucked up.
You could have done that sooner.
And Bandog be like, oh no, Champ's dead. Anyway. We'll reload our QAMs.
Shot down Champ. He was toying with him.
Spare 10 lost. Another one. One recon aircraft lost.
Alright, dive into the fireworks.
30. All spare squadron aircraft provide support for Cyclops and Strider. Keep the bandit off of them.
Dang it. That's not possible.
Get in there with that monster, Spare 15. We're gonna lose
Uh.
more friendlies.
Why some 444's craft flying out of bounds?
Damn cowards bailing on us.
We just sent back the damaged craft. We only need guys with me.
Miss me, you fucktard.
11.
Gotcha! And you missed me. Which means that Tabloid single-handedly holds back Soul 2 and 3. Tabloid deserves more credit than he gets. Tabloid best wingman. I still say Shamrock's best wing, but Tabloid is still fucking awesome. I really wish he would have come with us to Strider or the LRSSG instead of Count. But yeah, Tabloid picking up the slack like a champ. Okie dokie. Well, we drove off the beast. And this will be the end of the stream. Stick around. We are going to be raiding good friend of mine, Huskin Raider. I'm not sure exactly what he's playing off the top of my head. Hunt Showdown. I think I saw Keo playing that earlier. Hello, Scry. You made it just in time to raid Huskin. Assuming you weren't lurking the entire time. Yeah, go dance with the angels is the message. Yeah, I'll go ahead and type up the raid message for you.
The crew said the enemy had one mean son of a bitch flying for him. Our team had a few Air Force hot dogs, real experienced pilots.
Pop in mid last mission. Yeah. Sorry.
Target radar facilities and AA weaponry. They're set up on a rugged terrain, and there's a lot of cloud cover. You will be near thunderclouds. Man, you guys were born unlucky.
Wait, who's the dumbass who came up with this?
There's your raid message if you want to copy it.
You returned without permission and failed as escorts. So how about you rethink your value while in solitary?
So that'll be it for today. Tomorrow we start Mass Effect 2. You're gonna have the chance to change some things about Piper if you wish, but Piper's story continues with Mass Effect 2 tomorrow. Been really excited for Mass Effect 2 because a lot of things can go wrong. We can get so many people killed in Mass Effect 2. Then Monday, we continue the Wakestone farming in Dragon's Dogma. Tuesday, we liberate the entire southern part of Tsushima. Wednesday, I think Floofy and I are actually going to go up against Handsome Jack himself in Borderlands. Thursday, we finish Dancing with Angels in Ace Combat 7 with the Talisman run. And then next week for the showcase, we start with the Strike Eagle and end with the last American aircraft, the Black Widow. So, yeah. Well, Salty, you're just in time for a raid. So, thank you all for joining me. Stick around for the raid. Huskin's a great guy. So give him the love. Give him the... yeah, we're doing a fluffy raid. But I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great weekend. And as soon as it... There we go. Get ready for the raid.